7 Steps to Creating an Online Training Business. I have been an online instructor for over 8 years, and on Udemy alone, I have had 300,000 students take my courses, and that is on just one of the platforms I actually sell on. So I know how to build a full-time, profitable training business. In this video, I'm going to guide you through the key thought processes you need to follow if you want to create your own online training business. I will also reveal quite a few industry secrets throughout the video that other people are not going to tell you. Step 1. Find your expertise. Find a problem you know how to solve that other people have. That is what you will build your business on. Research how other people are already solving that problem on platforms like YouTube, Udemy, Skillshare, and think about how you might improve on that or offer a different perspective. The more time you spend understanding how people are already training others and where you think you can do better, the quicker your own content will take off, your own training will take off. The important thing to understand here is we don't want to reinvent the wheel. Step 2, choose your business model. Decide on what business model you want to use. So let's start with YouTube. I would give this an income potential of 6 out of 10. This is the simplest way to start and probably the easiest way to get going, and the one I recommend if you have no video production experience. You are basically uploading to YouTube and putting out enough content until you get monetized on the platform for as long as it takes for you to get traction in the algorithm for your core audience. This works well if you have a niche that is not being supplied or you have a unique perspective that other people are not sharing. One of the real opportunities right now is using Shorts content to grow a channel that teaches simple tips and skills. YouTube Shorts are also searchable, so there is an opportunity for tutorials that are a minute or less in length. This is a massive gap in the market right now because YouTube Shorts are relatively new. Training platforms, income potential 3 out of 10. Now that's a low income potential, and I'll explain why. You upload your content and the platform takes care of the marketing. But there are a number of problems associated with this model. You are competing with established courses, and the platforms can be very greedy with their commissions. They can also switch you off whenever they feel like it. Platforms also have their favorites, so you are not always competing on a level playing field. Platforms are a good place to start if you don't want to get involved in marketing and you can find a niche. But you are handing over control of your business to them, and many instructors never escape that. You can earn massive income if you find an untapped trending niche, but they are rare. Those days are gone for the most part. And another thing that happens with these sites is they constantly cut commission as they get greedier and greedier and greedier. So you have to be prepared for that. Now I'm going to say right out here, Skillshare is a terrible platform the way they treat instructors. But they will cancel your account, they will delete your courses, they will all of a sudden decide they don't want to sell that category anymore. If you are looking for a site where there's still room for growth, I would look at Skill Success. This is not sponsored in any way. This is just a little tip. I think Skill Success right now is one of the best ones that's still showing regular growth and has opportunities. And they seem to understand the instructors better than the other platforms. Now, they're not as big as Skillshare and they're not as big as Udemy, but definitely check out Skill Success if you're looking for somewhere to put your first course. Professional training on your own website. Income potential, 8 out of 10. Now, this is the system I operate and the one you should aim to move towards, as it creates an income stream that you control. You basically create a funnel with free content on social media where you're gaining people's trust and then offering them an upgrade to more structured training. For instance, I have a dedicated online instructor training course as part of my Business Buddies program that has over 3.5 hours of structured training that will help someone design, create a course, learn how to light, learn how to do audio. Do you see what I just did there? I have told you that this video leads to even more training. This is essentially the model in action. That's the link I've created. I've created something for beginners, and then there's something more advanced for those people that really want that type of training. YouTube is still the best for marketing, in my opinion, as they allow you to link out to a registered website. TikTok tends to be very selfish with the traffic on their site, and they don't want you to link out, and shadow banning happens constantly on there when you try and link out, when you try and take someone from TikTok and send them out. Now, there are ways to do it, but you have to be very discreet about it. But plenty of people have grown their businesses on TikTok and Instagram. Facebook groups are good for special interests, and LinkedIn groups are good marketing tools for vocational-based training. I use all of these for various aspects of marketing in different online businesses and different courses that I sell and operate. Another thing to consider is providing a free mini training course on your website so that people can test your content, and this also gives you a means to market to them through an email list. You can see all this laid out on my own website, so check the links in the description below that go to my website and have a nose around and see how I have set my own training school up. I currently use Squarespace as the front end for my school, and I use a platform called Zenler as my course backend, as both are relatively easy to learn and relatively good value. I don't use WordPress as I don't want to be fighting with security updates every week. I want to be able to create content and put it out there quickly and have someone else take care of all the backend, all the systems, all the updates. And that's why I use Squarespace and Zenler. And again, this isn't a sponsored video. Step 3. Design your training. All training basically takes someone with a problem to a solution. So that is the flow your training should follow. Always assume that the person consuming your training has no knowledge whatsoever, so make sure you take them through the problem step by step. Make sure you translate all industry-specific words into words they can understand. This is where the gold is in training content, in the simplifying of the concepts. This is what a lot of online instructors miss. You should teach everything as if you are teaching Chinese to a complete beginner. They don't understand the language you are using a lot of the time, so you have to translate that into language they can understand. Step 4. Plan the course flow. You need to outline the course's progression, following the step-by-step process you identified. And mind maps are a great way of laying this out. Now, you then use modules to cover each step, and then you break each module into a set of short videos. 3 to 5 minute videos work best because students like to study in bite-sized chunks. Don't force them to watch 20-minute videos, as this will tire them out. It is tiring on the brain when you're learning something completely new. So you want to keep those lessons in a size that people can cope with. Create a video playlist if you're going to go with the YouTube model, and then you build the YouTube channel content out as if it was a course. You're going to create a set of videos that follow the steps, the problem-solving steps. And we want to get those first 10 or 20 videos out there, get a basic course in place on your YouTube channel, and then you can start creating videos on trending topics with YouTube Shorts to drive traffic to the channel. They probably want to be 5 to 8 minutes for most things, maybe a more in-depth subject or topic where there's a bit more of a masterclass element, you might go 20, 30 minutes. And that will change the way you approach your YouTube channel, and that's going to give you a lot more success getting niche people into your channel, into your funnel. Step 5, equipment investment. Always prioritize your equipment in this order. Audio is first, lighting is second, camera is third. Now, decent audio is a must, so get a good budget microphone, absolute minimum, and you can get a good microphone for under £100, $100 these days, no problem at all. Learn how to sound treat a room. Not soundproof, they are different. The more reverb, which is basically echo, you can reduce, the easier your filming will be. Maybe I should do a full studio tour at some point of my new studio if people are interested. So let me know in the comments below if you want to see that. Now, lighting. You want consistent lighting, so invest in a 2-light basic lighting kit if you're filming inside. Camera, if you have a modern smartphone, good lighting will be enough to make that work and give you good enough quality to get going. But after that, start looking at cameras that are created for vlogging, as these have most of the video features you're going to need and you're going to use. Be careful to check that the camera doesn't have a 30-minute power off, as a lot of cameras will switch off after 30 minutes, and if you're recording for 30 minutes or an hour and your camera's going off, that's another distraction. That's something that's going to interrupt the filming process. So in terms of environment, pick an environment that suits the subject. So woodworking in a workshop, skateboarding at a park. Think about what resonates with the audience. And another thing to do is film the subject matter in those locations and then record the audio separately in a more controlled environment. Basically, do a voiceover. And the reason we want to control the audio and record in a location where we can control the audio is because background noise is tough for new video creators to get a hold on and is the biggest challenge to overcome in terms of production. Even for experienced videographers, when I set this studio up, I've been doing video production, crikey, must be 12 years now. I'm still getting audio issues, and I know what they are, and I know the limitations of my room, so I know what's causing them. But that's the hardest thing. I can light, I can film, no problem. I have no issue whatsoever setting it up. When it comes to the audio, there's always a little bit of a problem. And that's basically because I'm in a very square room and I get a lot of reverb, and I've had to really sound treat the room to get semi-decent audio out of it. But the main thing to understand here is don't spend lots of money on equipment at the beginning. You don't need to. You might not even need a camera if you're just doing screen shares, if you're teaching software or basic principles. You can just record the audio as a voiceover. Just start with essential equipment and then gradually upgrade as you get better at filming and you start to see results with your content. Step 6, skills to learn. Scripting. Script everything. Whether it's shorts or long form content, a script saves you time in the editing process. Your editing will take most of the time in video production. So it is better to spend 3 minutes getting a sentence completely correct whilst recording rather than 15 minutes trying to cut the sentence together in editing to get it right. Another advantage of scripting is you don't have to think about what you have to say. You are thinking about delivering the script. So scripting helps you deliver better. Now here's an AI tip for you for creating scripts. Create a rough outline for a script. Give it to ChatGPT, ask it to create a script for you, then go back and edit your voice and your style back into it. And once you've done that, again, give it to ChatGPT and ask the AI to check to see if there's anything you've missed that you needed to cover in that script. And I've done this before, and the AI has gone off and it's had a look on the internet and it's thought, oh, you could have mentioned this and you could have mentioned that. And then that helps me fill the video out. Editing. Get good at cutting fluff out. People want information quickly. They don't want your ums and ahs. They don't want pauses. They don't want you to repeat information. And again, you can look at AI editing tools for speeding up the process. If you're looking to do short videos and you need some software, have a look at CapCut, which is owned by TikTok. It's free and it's very good. It's designed for editing shorts. So there's another little tip for you there. Educating people. Focus on leading people through problems step by step in easy to understand language. That's a summary of what we've already said. But you have to understand the process of educating people. There is a science to education, so make sure you study that out and look for all the tips you can on how to deliver training, how to teach. I've spent a lot of time over the years investing in that so that I can help people learn quicker. Presentation. Learn how to light properly, get decent audio results, and this is as much a part of presentation as being on camera. Then learn to look into the camera, deliver full sentences without mistakes, learn to place your emotion into your voice and your movements, and focus on communicating a friendly persona for a positive emotional connection. Marketing. There are 2 aspects of marketing to master these days. And I'm probably going to do another video on this very soon. Search-friendly content. This is marketing that focuses on optimizing your content so that when people are looking for a solution, your content comes up in search. That's the traditional way of doing online marketing. Trending topics. This is very important these days as more and more platforms are adopting trending-based algorithms rather than search-based algorithms, or they're adding that into the search-based algorithm. So make sure you learn how to piggyback off of trends to grow on social media quickly. Shorts are particularly powerful for this. And you want to utilize multiple social platforms to reach a wider audience and diversify your marketing. If you invest all your time on TikTok and then TikTok shuts that account down, you've got to rebuild everything. But if you're posting on YouTube Shorts, you're posting on TikTok and Instagram, you're putting long form content on YouTube and then you're doing a backup on Rumble. You've got different ways to protect yourself if your channel ever gets into some weird reason for being in trouble, according to the social media platforms. Never trust them with your business. Bonus success secrets. Now, focus on specific problems that beginners have, that beginners are trying to solve, as this is where you're going to get the most sales. Beginners are much more likely to be looking for guidance on how to solve a problem, and are going to be much more willing to pay for it. Focus on building social proof. Social proof sells courses. It doesn't matter what you say, it only matters what other people say about your course, especially in the beginning. So this is reviews, follow account interactions, anything where someone else interacts with you publicly and does so in a positive way so that other people can see it. Provide value. Comprehensive long courses work well on platforms like Udemy because people are getting a lot of value for their purchase. I've tried both. I've tried long courses and short courses. Long courses sell better on most platforms. Now, some platforms like Skillshare, short courses that solve very specific problems can do well. So it is horses for courses, and you have to see which platform wants to promote which type of course, but typically long courses do better. You can also do this on YouTube. It works very well. If you can take a very large project and break it down into small step-by-step videos, people will watch that. They'll subscribe for that. They'll follow for that. A good example of this, you'll see this when people renovate houses. They will create a series of videos and people will follow that series of renovations to learn how to renovate, how to think about renovation. So again, you're just thinking about YouTube as a place to put your course and to create a structured course, even though it doesn't necessarily look like a structured course. Learn your trade on social media with shorts. Practice video production by creating shorts. You will be surprised how quickly you will improve when you're turning out 4 or 5 little videos a week. Study what other creators are doing with shorts. Shorts can explode a business, and they also help you test a content and delivery style. They also force you to learn how to optimize videos quickly for the platform so that your videos can get views. I am running a huge shorts experiment at the moment, so keep an eye out for my conclusion on that in the near future, hopefully. On YouTube, find 4 or 5 creators in your niche and look through their videos to see what was popular. If you can find a subject that at least 3 of them have had success with, you are probably onto a winner as a subject. It's just as important to look at what didn't go well for successful YouTubers as what did go well. If a successful YouTuber is struggling with a topic, then you're probably going to struggle even more. So looking for those video subjects that are successful, those topics that are successful, and concentrating on them is going to really help you grow in the beginning. Embrace failure as a learning opportunity. Analyze what works and iterate on your approach. You will iterate your way to success with an online training business. Every business I have ever grown, and there have been multiple over the 20 years I've been an online entrepreneur, I have followed this iteration to success principle every time. Another important thing to do is offer supplementary resources like guides or checklists whenever possible. So one of the things I do is I transcribe my videos in Adobe Premiere Pro, and there's lots of software out there that can do this now. You don't need this specific piece of software. I then give that transcript to ChatGPT to turn into blogs, social posts, YouTube descriptions, cheat sheets. In fact, I will put a cheat sheet on the blog page on my website for this video, and I will pop a link to that in the description below. The biggest secret: make a start, grab your phone, record a short training video and upload it. Put it out there. It doesn't matter if just your mum watches it and nobody else. Going through that process once is how success is born. Most people fail because they never start. Now here's a bonus tip if I haven't given you enough tips already. Now some platforms take free courses. You can then use those free courses to promote your social media profiles or your business by putting links in them to your content. Now one thing I do is I will have a free course that comes with an exam and a certification. The course is on a platform and the exam with certification is on my website. But I put the link at the end of my course for the exam and the certification. Check the platform allows that. This generates lots of signups in my training school as people finish the course, and at the end of the course, they want the exam. So I give them the link to the exam. So they have some basic outlines and tips for you to start your own online training business. Hope you found this video useful. Like and subscribe if you want more of this type of content, and drop a comment below. Ask any questions and I will be happy to try and help. Check out my very popular free marketing training course if you are planning on starting a new online instructor or any type of business and you want to learn how to market online. Now, if you would like to support the channel and also learn more about being an online entrepreneur or starting your own business, or you need support as you grow your current business, then check out my Business Buddies community, which focuses on all things entrepreneurial, and you can get 50% off the low monthly cost as a YouTube subscriber. Thanks for watching. I look forward to catching up with you in the next video.